Jealousy is one of the most common emotions, but we often fail to see how it can also be one of the most dangerous. We're jealous of those who have better houses, nicer cars, more vacation time, more attractive spouses, happier families, more talents. Genesis chapter 13 verse 7. So disputes broke out between the herdsmen of Abram and Lot. Jealousy tears families and friends apart. Jealousy drove Lot's herdsmen to fight with his uncle Abram's herdsmen. How can jealousy affect my life? What can jealousy lead to? Proverbs chapter 12 verse 12. Thieves are jealous of each other's loot, but the godly are well-rooted and bear their own fruit. When you are jealous over other people's things, you begin to justify to yourself why you can take them away. This is the opposite of generosity, where you love to give away what you have. Acts 17 verses 5-6. But some of the Jews were jealous, so they gathered some troublemakers from the marketplace to form a mob. They attacked the home of Jason, searching for Paul and Silas. Not finding them there, they dragged out Jason. Jealousy for attention or affection can drive a person to extreme action, even seeking to harm or kill others. This was their song: Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000s. This made Saul very angry. So from that time on, Saul kept a jealous eye on David. A tormenting spirit from God overwhelmed Saul, but Saul had a spear in his hand, and he suddenly hurled it at David. Saul was then afraid of David. Jealousy can make enemies of friends. Notice the progression of Saul's jealousy. Saul first became afraid David might replace him. Then he became tormented by a jealous spirit. This led him to uncontrolled rage, causing him to try to harm David. The selfish pursuit of harming David became Saul's lifelong passion. How can I deal with jealousy? When Rachel saw that she wasn't having any children for Jacob, she became jealous of her sister. Instead of enjoying the favor and love of her husband, Rachel focused on her inability to give Jacob children. She became jealous of her sister Leah. The cure for jealousy is being thankful and enjoying what you do have instead of focusing on what you don't have. Should you be jealous because I am kind to others? Jealousy reveals selfishness. We want for ourselves what someone else has. Jealousy shows a smallness of heart that resents the blessings and joy of others. The inability to rejoice in another's success or good fortune limits your own capacity for joy. The cure for jealousy is gratitude. Jesus said this to let Peter know by what kind of death he would glorify God. Peter turned around and saw behind them the disciple Jesus loved, the one who had leaned over to Jesus during supper and asked, "Lord, who will betray you?" Peter asked Jesus, "What about him, Lord?" Jesus replied, "If I want him to remain alive until I return, what is that to you? As for you, follow me." When Peter heard Jesus' prophecy of his death, he wondered what would happen to the other disciple, John. Jesus made it clear that Peter was to pay attention to his own concerns, not those of others. In many situations, you may be tempted to compare your lot in life with another's. Jesus sternly rebukes this attitude. It shows discontent with God's plan and stirs dissent among people. Instead, keep your focus on God and accept that His will for you is best. What does it mean that God is a jealous God? You must worship no other gods, for the Lord, whose very name is jealous, is a God who is jealous about His relationship with you. I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God who will not tolerate your affection for any other gods. They have roused my jealousy by worshiping things that are not God. This is what the Lord of Heaven's armies says: my love for Jerusalem and Mount Zion is passionate and strong. When people give their honor, praise, and love to other things, God is jealous that the honor due Him has been squandered elsewhere. Because God deserves all our honor, praise, and love, this is an honest recognition of what He deserves. Promise from God: a peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. Jealousy is like cancer in the bones.